I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's 100% confirmed. In my brain, that's the way things stand. But from what I've seen in the past, it doesn't mean that it's 100% confirmed. But I feel this way. I feel as though there are many people that have missed their opportunity with XRP. I had people reach out to me in the comment section of my videos, especially my last ones talking about XRP, and said, I'm just waiting for it to come back down below $2. I'm just waiting for it to come back down to $1.50. I'm just waiting for it to get to some of these lows that we know, it's going to get to. And I'm not throwing any shade at you in the way that you feel. Like, you can feel however you want to feel about a position. And if you feel it's going to come back and it does come back, congratulations. However, if you had the opportunity to do it and you decided to pass that up, there is a large chance that you may never see those levels again. You may never get to a place where you're like, I can get XRP for $1, right? We know for sure that you're not going to get XRP for 50 cents. It's just not going to happen. But to get XRP for $1, get XRP for $1.50, we're sitting at levels to where we know it can hold strong, and it has held strong. And we've seen some fluctuations. We've seen fluctuation down, fluctuation up. We've seen some stabilization. We've seen all of that. But I think you missed a huge opportunity in investing into this XRP play that we all love. So guys, if you could, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, if you guys could check out some of the links down below, it does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter or follow me on Patreon, those links are in the description. Don't forget about my link for BTCC, which is a great platform. If you wanted to trade XRP, I believe you can trade that up to a 500x leverage. I never recommend 500x leverages. Do about a 2x leverage, a 10x leverage if you want to make a little bit more money, especially if you missed out on the huge opportunity of it going from less than $1 to $2.67 or $3 or so. It sucks that people miss out on that, but you do have an opportunity to maybe leverage trade if you guys are interested in it. But again, check out that link. It's at the top of the description. If you specifically use my link, you'll get a 10% deposit bonus, extra bonuses up to $10,055, and up to 40% lower trading fees. Again, that link is at the top of the description. Now, XRP currently stands at $2.67. What's great, and I guess maybe what I consider great, is looking at the circulating supply and seeing the big 60 number, right? Seeing 60 billion that's out there in circulation. When you hit that 6 number, for me, the dilution honestly doesn't really have a factor, in my opinion, right? You're not looking at a 100% decrease in the price based on just adding the supply, which you will see the supply added, whether that ends up getting added as a reserve, it ends up getting held long term, maybe as a reserve, meaning that it's not in circulation, or maybe it does get introduced to the public. And if it does, then 100 billion coins are out there. And then you start the natural burn process, creating and making it deflationary from that point. But 60 billion, great to see that number out there. Total supply of 99.98 billion. The market cap is sitting at a $160 billion market cap, fourth on the list by market cap overall. I believe you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, I believe you have either Tether and BNB or BNB and Tether. I don't really know exactly what the order is, but those four are technically there. And BNB might have dropped back down, so you might have XRP back up there because, or it passed Tether. So I'll probably have to just check it. Let me go back here and look at it. So it looks like it did pass BNB. Again, even though BNB jumped up to like 180 or almost a $200 billion market cap, XRP is solidly in fourth as of right now. But XRP, I think, is at a good spot, right? It's not at the best spot possible. Obviously, if we could see it at $3 or $3.65 or $4, that would be amazing for everybody that's invested. But where we stand is $2.67, and that's a hell of a lot better than where we saw XRP for the last maybe couple of months, right? The lowest price that we saw this in the last year is 49 cents. But again, that includes previous levels before it broke out. But the lowest level we saw more recently, I believe, was $1.24. I want to say my cost basis is $1.22, so $1.24. That's an amazingly low price. And I have a lot of people that reached out to me and said, "Look, I wish I could have found XRP at that lower price." Right? Some people that reached out to me and said, "I saw XRP at these low prices and I had the opportunity to buy more XRP," and they didn't. And others said that they did try and take that opportunity, but the exchanges wouldn't allow them to buy at that low of a price. But some others that stated that they were able to get it around the $1.90 to $2 mark, which I think still is a steal. It's not the lowest price possible, but still is a steal, especially even compared to where we are right now. If you decide to get 1,000 XRP at the level of $2, you're spending $2,000 and then it gets up to $2,600. You gain $600 or $700 just in that process, right? You're seeing it grow by a heck of a lot. You're gaining quite a bit there. So I know you guys are excited about what we've seen, and I know there are people that are just at the edge of their seats, just waiting for XRP to make any type of major negative move. Because again, over the last year, it's up by 419%. I'm still up on my play, of course. There's many people that didn't make a further investment and have it at 50 cents of a cost basis, and they're up a significant amount, 419% on their investment. And it's going to go a lot further. But I think it's going to go a lot further in a positive direction than it does in a negative direction. While we've seen the liquidation train, while we've seen all of the negativity, all of the liquidations out there, the billions upon billions of dollars worth of liquidations, this now opens the door for a lot of positivity as we move forward. And I'm excited for it because I have a decent amount of XRP that's held outright and not just leverage traded. However, I do have some that's also leverage traded to make some money in the short term while I'm making money in the long term. So no matter what these drops are for me, no matter what these increases are for me, I'm experiencing the true ebbs and flows of the market. Unlike, some people that, decided that they don't, or they wanted to buy half of it or buy a quarter of it, and they end up losing a lot as it did drop. But XRP is sitting in a good spot. That's what I wanted to say. That's why I wanted to, state my piece here, that I think you guys are going to regret not taking advantage of that opportunity and buying it at a low price. You made a huge mistake in not buying XRP because you thought that it would go lower. This is the main problem that I see with day traders, that people that believe they can time the market accurately. They think, oh, you know what? It's at a $3.65 mark. They sell it. They make a lot of money. All right, great. I'm going to buy in at the lowest price possible. And they see it at these low prices, but they're like, it's going to go lower. It's going to go lower. And then they decide not to buy it. And now they're waiting for it to drop back down to those levels so that they can get back in and not miss out on the grand scheme of things. If you miss one entry point or one exit point when you're timing the market, it's over, right? You have to move on and you have to find another play because you're going to start trading with emotion because you missed the low point. And now, while it still is lower than the $3.65 mark, it's just not sitting in your brain. You're like, I could have had so much more. I could have invested the entire amount that I made and had so much more XRP. And it's going to sit in your brain. It's going to rot in your brain for a very, very long time. So hopefully it doesn't. And hopefully you guys are investing in the XRP and are making a good amount of money. But if you guys could, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Check out my link for BTCC as well as Patreon and Twitter down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.